The 2024 NFL Draft is in the books, and it was a banger for the Baltimore Ravens with Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh putting this team in the right direction heading into the 2024 campaign. On this edition of Ravens Rundown, we're going to run through every pick, recap it all for you, and give our grades as well as our overall grade for how the Baltimore Ravens performed. We'll get to that coming up in just a moment. Before we do that, folks, it has been an awesome few days here on Ravens Rundown. From the first night of the draft to day 2 and day 3, we've covered every single pick here on the channel, and we're not slowing down. We got UDFAs to talk about tomorrow. We'll have plenty of coverage of rookie mini camps and OTAs and get you ready for training camp as well. We are your off-season headquarters here on Ravens Rundown. Help us reach our next milestone of 16.5 thousand subscribers. We're about 360 away from reaching that next milestone. Lock us in, Ravens Flock. If you're a real member of the flock, you got to be subscribed to the channel. Join us each and every day here on Ravens Rundown. You'll be glad you did. Let's start with Nate Wiggins, the Ravens pick at number 30. And you heard from Eric DeCosta. He said that he didn't expect Nate Wiggins to be available when the Ravens picked at the 30th selection. And the way things shaped out, the Ravens didn't really get their way when it came to the offensive tackles at that 30th selection that they were hoping would be on the board. So they had to pivot, but after that run of offensive players, there was some great defensive players that were still available at that point, including Nate Wiggins. And right away, Nate Wiggins is going to come in and compete to be a starting outside corner for this Ravens team alongside Marlon Humphrey. We'll see what Brandon Stevens has to say. But I got to tell you, I love Nate Wiggins, what he's going to bring to the table here. He's a natural fit. When you think of Ravens defensive players, Nate Wiggins fits that build. This one for me is an A, no doubt about it. Then we go to the second round. And hate to brag, but yours truly mocked Roger Rosengarten to the Baltimore Ravens just this past week. And credit to EDC for listening to yours truly, going with Rosengarten here. The Ravens, we mentioned, didn't get the offensive tackle they wanted in that first round. But, man, did they find a nice consolation prize, if you will, in the second round, going with Rosengarten here. And if things go according to plan with Rosengarten, what I would expect is that he starts this season at the right tackle position. And then, after Ronnie Stanley moves on, whether that's in a year or two, Rosengarten then moves over to the left tackle spot. He played primarily as a right tackle at the University of Washington, but he's got a lot of experience as a backup as a left tackle as well. So there's some potential versatility there. A very good pass blocker. Still needs to work on the run blocking a bit, but he's certainly a guy that fits the mold, looks the part, good size, good athleticism. I think he's going to be a great fit for what the Ravens needed on that offensive line. I'll give this one an A. Let's ask you, will Wiggins and Rosengarten start week 1 for the Baltimore Ravens when the season begins here in 2024? It's our Penn comment today. Weigh in. Let us know what you think. Y for yes, N for no. I lean towards yes. What do you guys think? Weigh in and let us know in the comments section. Today's show is sponsored by GameTime. GameTime, the best place to go for last-minute tickets for the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, GameTime has got it all. Maybe you want tickets to go see your Baltimore Orioles play. Maybe in a couple of weeks when the NFL schedule gets released, you're looking for tickets for the Baltimore Ravens here this season. GameTime's got it all for you. You pick the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Then from there, you pick out your seat, see if you like it or not. Might stumble upon a flash deal. And then, voila, you're buying your tickets on GameTime. And you're doing so simple and easy, whether it's Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. GameTime has got it all for you, folks. And we're offering you a deal for your first purchase. You can save $20 when you use the promo code ChatSports at checkout. So, download GameTime today. Terms and conditions do apply. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Promo code ChatSports at checkout. GameTime, proud partner of Ravens Rundown by ChatSports. Glad to have them on board here on today's show. We move ahead to round number 3 and pick number 93. The Ravens go edge rusher as they grab up Adisa Isaac from Penn State. And I'll say this, a lot was made about Chop Robinson from Penn State, his teammates, entering this year's draft. And the truth of the matter, Isaac was more productive than Robinson was at Penn State. He put up better numbers and did a better job of getting after the quarterback. The Ravens are looking for a replacement for Jadeveon Clowney. And no one has a better track record in the National Football League of developing pass rushers than the Baltimore Ravens do. You paid all that money to Justin Madubuike already. Now you get another pass rusher to really mix things up and get creative on that defense. I think Isaac is going to be a great fit for what the Ravens want to do here on the defensive side of the ball. I like the pick a lot. And one more thing before we get to our next pick. When it comes to Isaac as well, think about this. The Ravens the last couple of years have been going the free agent route of finding kind of those cheap veterans for the edge rusher spots, kind of like a Band-Aid, if you will. I like going young and putting Isaac on a rookie contract and letting him develop and go from there. Makes a ton of sense. This is an A for me. He wasn't expected to be around at 93. Then we begin with today's picks. Tez Walker out of the University of North Carolina at 113. I give this a B+. You waited maybe a bit too long when it came to the receiver position for something that is a need for this team. Do you really trust Rashad Bateman to be your number 2 receiver? Tez Walker, very good when it comes to being a deep threat, but inconsistent at times. I like the potential here, but I am concerned about the consistency. I'll give this one a B+ for the Ravens there at 113. My favorite pick of this entire draft, the only A+ I'm giving out today, is T.J. Tampa for the Baltimore Ravens here, the corner out of Iowa State. All Big 12 selection this past year, second all Big 12 player last year. And we had a second-round grade on T.J. Tampa. Credit to EDC for doubling up at the corner position and getting some terrific playmakers here. I mean, T.J. Tampa, you're going to see him as a cover 2 type guy and be exactly what this Ravens team is looking for and compete for playing time right away. Home run pick to get a guy that had that high of a grade. Some people mocked him going first round. To get him in the 4th, that's awesome. A+ there. Then we go to the 5th round, 165. That's where we find Rasheen Ali, who will be a nice complementary back to Derrick Henry. I think that they're going to work well together. We don't know when Keaton Mitchell's going to be able to return. Ali should get in the mix, in the rotation right away, and I got him an A. He should be a decent pass catcher as well for Baltimore. 6th round at 218. I didn't like this pick. Didn't like it so much that it gets my lowest grade of the entire draft. Devin Leary, quarterback from Kentucky. I got a D on this pick. Look, we've seen the good from Devin Leary. A couple years ago when he was at NC State, threw 35 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. He's regressed. He's gotten worse over the last couple of years. I understand that the speculation was that Todd Monken was looking for a more of a traditional pocket passer to be his backup QB. There were other options that were much better than Devin Leary here. Devin Leary, that's your backup. If Lamar goes down, I'm a little concerned. Then you go to the 7th round, and the Ravens go center with Nick Smock out of Michigan State. This one I give a B+ here. Like to get the interior line help. That should help there for the Baltimore Ravens. Then their final pick at 250. The Ravens go with a safety out of Purdue. Sanoussi Kane is the pick for the Baltimore Ravens here. And safety help was certainly needed. We'll see if he can compete, get some playing time here. But I'll go B+ for that grade there. Overall, very good draft for Eric DeCosta and company with what this team has done. I feel really good. 9 players added to this roster. You got a lot younger. You got a lot of depth. And you found some starters. Very successful draft for the Ravens. I got my overall grade in a moment. What is your overall grade? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think. A, B, C, D, or F. Weigh in. What do you think that grade is for how the Baltimore Ravens performed? EDC, he cooked. He understood the assignment. It was a job well done. Now, did I agree with every pick? Certainly not. But you found at least 2 starters, potentially more from that. That's a success. That's an A grade from me. The Baltimore Ravens had a very good draft. Thanks for joining us here on Ravens Rundown. We'll see you tomorrow as we're talking UDFAs. More coverage ahead. Lock us in. Subscribe to the channel now, and we will see you next time here on Ravens Rundown.